Zach, I'm very interested to see how long this podcast goes today.
Hopefully not terribly late because I have to work in the morning. But I'm not cutting it short for the sake of cutting it short.
Don't lock in too hard now.
Never. I'm ever locked in.
Do you think this is going to be as long as our other podcasts? I think it was the last one, right? We
It
ran
has
almost
potential.
2 hours. It has potential. Well, we cut out the mini game, so
We did, so it should go decently. I don't think it'll be that
we're shooting
terribly
for an
long.
hour. But I ramble an extra 30 on top of that, so we'll see what happens.
We'll see.
So Zach, I need to stop eating. um, we are starting with the first topic, NBA Finals. We could talk a little bit about Thunder and Spurs if you want. Do you have like any takeaways?
Are we going right now?
Oh yeah.
Oh gosh. I wasn't prepared, but
I
now I
know
am.
exactly. We keep everything transparent here. I'm not even cutting this.
Well, the grass is a little bit greener. The skies are a little bit bluer. My
Are you
crops are
stop
thriving.
stop?
Shea Gilgis Alexander is in Cancun,
We're actually
and
doing
it's
this right
amazing.
now. Okay.
What a beautiful world we live in. Everything is perfectly back to the way it should be.
Can I
That's how I
ask?
feel about Game
Can I
7.
ask you why you hate Shea more than the refs?
Oh, Josh.
What?
Oh, Josh.
What?
Mr. Floppy McGee,
Yeah.
because I don't like floppers.
But he wouldn't
And
do
he
it
does it
if
the
they
most.
enforced it.
Well, he embellishes the most. And it's very annoying that an MVP does that over. And it's just not a good product to watch. I don't enjoy
It
it.
isn't.
I enjoy
I
watching
agree.
other teams, but the Thunder are just hard to watch
Did he flop a lot
because
in
it's a
game
lot of
7?
that. No, there was a couple,
It wasn't as
but
bad though.
he did fine.
He
It
played
wasn't as
pretty
bad.
pure in game 7, I'm not going to lie.
Yeah, it was very big Shea ball. I thought they definitely missed Mitchell and Jalen Williams, that's for sure. That was probably what swung the game.
Zach, you know how I am. I'm not a big what if person, but do you think if they had Jalen Williams and AJ Mitchell, do you think they probably would have won?
Yeah, they would have won,
You think so?
definitely.
But you would.
They had no other player
Mm-hmm.
that stepped up. I will say Casey Wallace did hit some nice shots at the end, but it was like
Yeah,
too little, too late. And
true.
at that point, the Spurs were hitting all their shots. It's like in that fourth quarter, you saw Keldon Johnson hit like two big time threes. Wemby hit one. Dylan Harper hit one.
Yeah,
Champagny was going crazy too. So
dude,
there
he
was just too much to
was.
overcome.
Bro, the video I
Yeah,
just
dude.
posted about the Thunder and Spurs game, I do talk about Champagny. Like, it's kind of crazy. I did not expect him to go off in game 7. It is the one game that you really hoped he would, though, because he's been pretty poor in the playoffs, to be honest. But for him to come out in the game 7 against the Thunder, he might have
Yeah.
saved his career. Okay, maybe not career, but he might stay on the team.
Yeah.
That's what I mean.
Whoa, Josh.
Unlike someone I know.
Some Thunder
Well, two
players.
guys I know. Two
Yeah, I
starters.
thought De'Aaron Fox, like
Oh,
especially in
he showed
like
up
the
too.
middle of the game, he hit
Mm-hmm.
some like important shots
Yeah,
that
dude.
kind of goes quiet, like some tough ones too. So I thought,
It was a big effort. De'Aaron Fox, Champagny, Dylan Harper, Stefan Castle. It was really nice how many shots they were hitting.
Castle's a saint, bro.
He's a
I don't know
saint.
how he has. I wouldn't say okay. I was gonna say he definitely wants to hit Caruso, but like, man, the amount of times Caruso just like just harass Stephon Castle. I'm like, bro, he's just bullying this second year player right now.
Have you ever watched the Dark Knight trilogy?
No,
Okay. Like Batman the Dark Knight
sorry.
trilogy?
I've seen like the original. Is that just the Dark Knight?
Batman Begins, Dark
I
Knight,
saw
and
one of
Dark
them
Knight
in
Rises, but it's
theaters.
known as the Dark Knight trilogy. But there's a quote like in the Dark Knight in the second movie that you either live long enough to see yourself become the
Uh,
villain. Do you think Caruso went from hero to villain?
I wouldn't even call him much of a villain. He's just kind of
He's just
annoying.
annoying.
I don't think he's cool enough to be a villain.
I saw a short the other day and it was kind of funny because it was like the quote, him in his like Lakers jersey winning the championship, and then him in the Thunder's jersey like tackling people.
Bro, his tacklings, that's he's one of those players too. It's like I would actually love you if you're on the Celtics.
Yeah,
But if you're on a different team, I don't like you.
but I just want to put that out there. I really think we should more focus our hate on the NBA officiating more than the actual Thunder team. Just like to put that out there.
Why not both?
Both is fine. But I think we're more focused on the team than the officiating because literally all it takes is for the officiating to fix it. Because I mean
To me,
this
it's
this
like
issue was supposed to be fixed, Zach. Remember like 2 years ago when they were like, yeah, we're gonna take this serious, no more flopping. And then they
I
just
think
gave
it's
up on
fine
it.
during the season to hate on the Thunder because they're like actively doing it. But like once the off season comes, then it like should shift to like, okay, refs, why?
Which to be fair, like there's always been flopping, like all superstars have flopped, but
Yeah.
you're more mad that Shea does it at a even more extreme rate.
Yeah, it's just his embellishing is I don't know if stronger is the right word, but he just seems like he does it more. Feels that way.
I think this playoffs was the most he did it. I will admit. I think this was the playoffs he did it the most because he did not play that well this playoffs. Mainly
Yeah,
the
until
Spurs
game
round.
7.
Yeah, he like I looked at the stats today for the Thunder and Spurs video that I made, and he averaged I think like 25 points per game, but it was on like really bad efficiency for what he usually puts up. He was like shooting like 40% from the field and like 28% from 3. That's really poor for him.
Hmm. I agree.
But I think with him shooting bad, I think he was trying to force a lot more free throws. So I think that's pretty much why that was happening. But
And it didn't help much that he didn't have any help whatsoever from an all NBA third team player, but we'll talk about him a little bit more
the guy
later.
that guy that gets paid $250 million, that guy.
Yeah, that
Yeah.
one.
Dude,
But before we get to that, can we talk about something nice,
okay.
aka Luke Cornett with the block with like
Okay.
6 minutes left to go? It's like a 4 point game.
Yes,
Luke Cornett with the block of his life.
Luke Cornett.
That man is going to be a 2-time NBA champion, and there's nothing the Knicks can do about it.
Luke Cornett had the biggest 4 minutes of his career.
Whoa, whoa, whoa.
What?
Of
No,
his
I'm serious. I
career.
think he only played like 4 minutes off the bench when I checked.
Nah, he put in work with that Celtics.
I
Don't
was
you?
just talking about the game 7.
Hmm.
But yeah, sure,
Yeah,
Boston. Yeah. Woo.
he is saying. So
Do you think? Would you agree with me? We'll talk about
I
it
have a
after
mouthful of ice
this
cream.
about the.
Sorry.
No, you're you're good. After the after this topic, which we'll be done with it here soon, and once we talk about the NBA Finals matchup coming up,
Hmm.
we might like do a little bit more deep dive on it. But would you agree with me that Wemby's kind of like? I feel like he's not being as aggressive as he could.
Are you talking about in the Thunder series or just in general?
Yeah, I would say the Thunder series. There were moments. He has two games. He has one game where he dropped, the first game where he dropped like 42. And then I think it was game 3. He scored 30.
Um,
But outside of that, the other games were pretty, like, they were decent. Like,
you just mean in like terms of scoring?
yeah.
Because I was gonna say like after game one, I feel like the Thunder did everything they could to make sure that Wemby couldn't get alley oops, dunks, like nothing easy in the paint. Um, but in regards to scoring, like I don't really mind how he's been playing because it's like he's affecting the game in so many other categories
Hmm.
to where it's like if if it was one of those things where like you're down 10 points in the fourth quarter, Wemby should be aggressive. Like that's the point where it's like, okay, I am the best player in the world. I have to take the ball. I have to shoot the ball,
That's what I'm saying. There were
and not
moments
be
where I was
passive
just
with it.
like, yeah. He had a good series
Yeah,
still though.
which
Like he did what, like he averaged 27 points per game and 11 boards and 3
mhm.
blocks on 48 40, 90 shooting.
Yeah.
That's
I mean,
crazy.
I really don't have much of a problem when he's getting doubled to kick it out to the shooter. Like, unless, everyone's missing, then it's like, okay, like make something happen.
Sure, I
But
just thought there were like
for the most part, I
stat
think he's making the right play.
like in game 6, I thought like when I was watching it there was like, no, it wasn't game 6. It was game 5. Game 5 there was like really, like, I could really tell there was like stagnant moments where he was just like he could have, he had space, like he was like one-on-one coverage, and like he's kind of like driving in with the ball. He could do like a midi pull-up, which people are pretty against nowadays. It's not analytically a good shot to take a mid-range,
Yeah, Kenny
pull up.
Atkinson.
Yeah. Even though, by the way, a lot of teams, once you get to the playoffs, a lot of teams that have guys who can create in the mid-range are more, their teams are more going to flourish. Like that's why the Thunder are super effective, is because you have Shea, who's super effective in the mid-range and he
Yeah.
barely misses in the mid-range. Obviously in these playoffs he wasn't as good as he usually is, but that's what makes him so dangerous, is that he can kill you from anywhere. And if he's killing you in the mid-range, then you can't really put him on one-on-one coverage all the time. And that's what makes it to where he's very dangerous, because then he can start kicking out to people if he keeps hitting his mid-range. So
Mm. But with Wemby, like he definitely there's moments where he should drive more, but he's also like exerting so much energy.
that's what I'm
Like,
saying.
dude,
And we'll
every
talk
time
about
he
that
runs
more in the
back on
next
defense, he's
series.
like running.
Yeah, that's
Like he's
definitely going to be
never
brought up in the
lazy
final
running
series
back.
for sure. Because
Yeah.
I'm, and I know like media's talking about it too, where they're like, is Wemby gonna be able to, like, we saw in the Thunder series, like there were kind of moments where I'm like, dude kind of looks tired a little bit, like
Yeah.
this a little bit. He's a big guy and you're throwing a couple bodies on him, but this is where the Thunder failed. I think they could have tired him out even more if they didn't just have one big man that was tiring him out.
Mhm.
Which leads us into yeah, Chet. I don't know, man. I don't know what's good with you, bro. Like
What?
dude, so Isaiah
Come
Hartenstein
on.
is doing all the freaking work, bro. He's 7 foot tall, 250. Like he has to do all the hard work, and we have Chet Holmgren over here who's scared to even get near Wemby. Which, what's funny, man? You look at those games, Wemby's not even hunting him. Like no one's hunting him down, and I think it's just because they know he's scared.
He's got the yips, dude.
I guess dude, he's one of the best shot blockers in the game ever since he started playing. When Wemby started playing, both of them were the best shot blockers in the game. He's all NBA. Like, what are we doing? What's
Brother,
good?
they were putting Devin Vassell on him, and he
Oh, I didn't even
wasn't doing
peep.
anything.
I didn't even peep that.
They were putting
In the
him on.
corner?
Bro, there were times he was guarding Holmgren, and
That's
he
nasty.
wouldn't do anything.
That's nasty.
Like, bro, he's like in some sort of trance when he plays the Spurs. It's
Bro,
insane.
that's something I would do in like 2K Pro Am, where like if we realize there's like a weakness, like a guy that can't shoot, we're like, yeah, we're putting our shortest, worst defender on them.
Dude, it doesn't make any sense. It's like he looked
Which
so
I'm not
out of
saying
sorts
Vassell is
this
the worst
entire series.
defender, but
Oh, but you're bigger than him.
yeah,
As in taller. You're a pole, but you're taller than him, so you should
right.
be able to take advantage of that mismatch.
Hmm.
But like, it's crazy to think how uncomfortable he looked. It's like Shea needed someone else. You need your all NBA third team player to step up. You're paying him what next year? I forgot what it was, like
Bro, it's like 50, over
50,
50 mil. His
something
extension
like that.
starts next season. His
It's
$250
ridiculous.
million extension.
Jared McCain looked more comfortable, and how long has he been with the team?
I love that you brought that up. That
It's
is so
insane,
true.
dude.
Chat, they were running plays for Jared McCain.
Yeah,
They were running plays for him.
Chet got taken out in the fourth quarter.
Fun fact, Chet Holmgren and Jalen Williams make more money than Shea next season.
Ow.
Jalen Williams, he was
That's
hurt,
painful.
but we've seen Jalen Williams in the past. Hopefully he gets healthy again and back to the production he was bringing. But Chet, I mean, there's no excuse for his play. He wasn't hurt or
Oh,
anything. He was just a bum.
it's crazy.
And then Lou Dort is on a team option. Shout out to Sam Presti because he got himself out of that contract. Thank God. They were paying Lou Dort 18 mil a season. They had him on a team option next year, so they're definitely declining that.
His services are no longer required
Is Chet getting
next year.
traded?
Is Chet getting traded? Um, I hope not. I hope he will stay there
Do you think
for my
hope
sake.
not because you fear who he's gonna get traded for?
Maybe.
Because the only player they would trade him for is Giannis.
Honest.
Yeah.
Uh,
Uh,
can we just think happy thoughts? Like, can we not go there?
I'm sorry.
Because, yes, we've talked about this, that the Thunder would have pretty much by far the best trade package for Giannis.
But
I
it's
mean, the
if Sam
Celtics,
Presti is willing to do it.
is Sam Presti willing to do it? We talked about,
Mhm.
could you justify saying we went to a game 7 against maybe the champions, and we were without our all-star Jalen Williams, and we were
Yeah.
without our second best, second or third best scorer slash shot creator with Mitchell. You could probably justify that and just say, let's run this back, maybe tweak the margins, and just try to get a healthy playoff run next year.
Yeah.
But you could also, in the same breath, just be like, we need someone who can match up with Wemby a little bit.
And
And
Giannis is
why
one of
not
the only
just go get a
guys.
top 5 player in the league to pair with Shea when we have all the assets in the world to do so?
And Chet is probably. I don't know how teams feel about him after that, but at this point, this is probably going to be his peak value, unless. I mean, he still has room to get better. He is 24, but there's a good chance this is his peak value.
And if you're the Bucks, it just fits your timeline better.
It
It's
does,
like
dude.
you get Chet, who's still young, who
That's
still
the
has room to
best young
grow.
guy you can get from a team right now, by the way. Like, even if the Heat or the Wolves are in talks, I'm taking Chet over Jaden McDaniels from the Timberwolves.
Yeah.
I'm taking Chet Holmgren over Tyler Hero from the Heat. Like,
I mean, we already know none of this matters since he's going to Boston. But
well, if Jalen Brown becomes available, I mean, obviously, I would take Jalen Brown over Chet any day. You know,
well, it would be a 3 team if that happened
right?
because I can't see Brown going to
But
Milwaukee.
obviously,
It
if
just wouldn't
Brown
make
is in
sense.
talks, like I'm taking Jalen Brown if I'm the Bucks for sure. I'm taking him. Do you think they bring back
I don't
Hardenstein
know.
now? I know you don't want them
It
to.
depends. It depends if he took like a 2-year 40 million, something
He's on
like
a
that.
team option, and he was
He's
getting
on a
paid.
team option.
Yeah, and he was getting paid
I mean,
twenty
is
eight
it
point
possible
five.
that that gets declined and then he resigns?
Well, it depends on what the talks are going to be, but if Isaiah Hardenstein comes to me and be like, if if I'm Sam Presti, I'm gonna be like, hey, if we decline your team option, are we gonna have to pay you more? If he comes back and says yes, then I'm gonna be like, okay, well, we're optioning you for
Yeah.
one more year. You know,
Well, they're just gonna really have to hope that Sorber works out, cause
Sorber. Ooh.
yeah, I mean, yeah, I don't know.
And Alex
They
Caruso's
would
on
have
the
the
team
best
for a while.
package. What'd you say?
Alex Caruso's on the team for a while too.
Yeah,
Got him for another 3 years. The main guaranteed players you have are you have the main three. You got Caruso, Aaron Wiggins, and then
he's
literally
gone.
everybody else is a team option. Kasem Wallace is
Which,
definitely getting teamed option this year.
oh yeah,
He's on his last team option, 7.4. He's getting optioned for sure. Jared McCain's getting optioned for sure. Um, I don't know how they feel about Kenrich Williams. I know he's maybe
bye
considered a vet
bye.
on this team because he's about to be 32, but Caruso's kind of a
No,
vet on the
I think
team.
they dump
But
him
he is
and
making 7
Aaron
million
Wiggins.
for a guy that barely plays. He didn't even really play in the playoffs. He's making seven
Yeah.
million. Yeah, that's rough.
Mm. So yeah, it'll be interesting what the Bucks do, but obviously, like, I don't know, man.
I'm just
Will
throwing
the
it
Thunder
around.
want to
We'll
keep
definitely talk
Chet?
about it more during the off season, but I
Yeah,
just don't know. I mean, if you're Sam Presti, I don't know who else you trade for. You know, it's either you run it back with Chet or you trade him for Giannis. I don't think there's anybody else in free agency this year that's gonna be able to, like, even though Chet is being made fun of for his production in the playoffs, like, you're still not gonna match his regular season production though. The only one that's gonna do better is gonna be Giannis. I mean, I don't know what other person you're gonna
yeah.
get. That's
And how often does a top 5 player just become available and you actually have the assets to trade for him?
no matter what Chet's production was in the playoffs, this dude was second in DPOY, an All Star, All NBA third team, and first All Defensive team.
Yeah.
No team. There's not a lot of teams that have that production.
No.
An All NBA player and an All Defensive NBA player who was second in DPOY behind Wemby. So,
And Wemby made that guy look silly.
yes, but that's why literally the only one who is better than Chet in that aspect is literally going to be Giannis, and is probably going to be the only person in the next couple of years that's going to match or do better than that production. So,
Yeah,
yeah.
I'm with you. And then Lou Dort, like you said, he's out the
Oh, he's
door.
cooked. We don't need to spend too much time on him. He's definitely cooked. I
He
can't.
was a negative 21 in this series,
Yep, he was
and
literally
two
unplayable.
blowouts really helped
Yep,
make
he
that look better.
Dort was unplayable, and this dude still was in the starting lineup. I don't know why.
He played 15 minutes in game
Yep.
7
Mhm.
and was a negative 9
Yep.
plus minus.
Yep.
That's not going to cut it.
Oh, buddy, it's gonna it's gonna do more than not cut it. It's time to get a real estate agent.
Well, luckily, Lou Dort has plenty of time in Cancun to think about moving his stuff to Shanghai.
Yeah, he can go to
So,
Boston.
welcome to Boston, Lou Dort. Just try to be like you were last year, and then we're chilling.
We're gonna need you to replace Nikola Vucevic, please.
Oh my gosh.
Can you play 6'4" center, please?
That's the guy who's going to Shanghai in reality.
Shanghai, oh no.
Yeah,
That sucks.
it's that time for him.
R.I.P.
So, shall we get into the finals matchup?
Knicks and Spurs.
Nick Spurs, brother. What we thinking?
I mean, you don't like the Knicks. I know you're going for the Spurs. How many games you got them in?
Spurs are going to win this in 6.
6.
Yeah, that's my guess.
I got Knicks in 7.
How dare you?
I know. I'm sorry. I have actually I have a good point. Okay.
Okay.
The reality is, and I was kind of like hinting on it earlier. If there's any team at this point, I thought OKC could do it, but at the end of the day, they were a little bit hurt. I also didn't know Chet was going to be a wussy, but we found that out. So I don't think the Knicks are wussies. Actually, I actually think Jalen Brunson is more the type of guy to run into Wemby, no matter how tall he is. But
Yeah.
um, if there is a reality where how do we guard Wemby, the Knicks would probably be the best team in the NBA to do so. And that's not even like stopping him, but slowing him down.
Mm.
Because I think you can throw multiple bodies at him.
Yeah.
I know Mitchell Robinson has been out and he might still be out. I'm not too sure what that looks like. I should have checked into that.
I think he plans on playing,
He
but I don't know if that
should,
means he
because he
misses
would.
game 1.
I think he'd be huge if they had him. Literally
Yeah.
huge. um, but even if they don't have him, the fact that you have Josh Hart, Mikel, OG, and Cat.
Yeah.
I don't know if you watched my Knicks video, but Cat has been very valuable this playoffs. He's actually been statistically their best defender and most valuable player on the court. Um, so to each his own. I'm not saying he's the best defender on the court, but statistically, by advanced analytics, shout out to Kenny. Um, he's he's looking real good, and I'm not
Never
saying
thought
he.
I'd see the day.
I know. I don't think he'll be able to guard Wemby, but I think if you're Mike Brown going into this series, you're definitely going to the core 5 of the Knicks, and you're like, this possession we're throwing Cat on Wemby, the next possession we're throwing OG on him, and then Mikel.
Yeah.
You're gonna give him every single defender you have on the starting rotation a look on Wemby. Even Josh Hart, I would say. I don't care if he's 6'5", the man plays near 7 foot, and he's gonna harass you. So, if
Yeah.
you think Caruso was harassing, Josh Hart's gonna harass you. So, Um, I think that's a part of it that they'll slow down Wemby, and a part of it as well is I hope Wemby will be still very aggressive. But like I said, there were moments in the Thunder series where I was like, the Thunder really could take advantage of this, but they're just not because again they have Lou Dort and Chet just taking off days. I guess I don't know,
Yeah.
but the Knicks, I don't feel like they'll ever feel discouraged to not battle against this team. It's gonna be a very defensive series. Some people
Yes.
might say offensive. It's gonna be pure grit and grind. It's
100%.
it's pretty much whoever's gonna get tired first. And I think
And
there is a
these,
reality where it could go seven, but I also do think with how young the Spurs are and how far they've made it to the finals, it's not normal for this young of a team to make it. There is a reality where this kind of reminds me of 2012 finals, Thunder and Heat, where people had the Thunder because of how young they were and what crazy of a run they were on. But once they got to the finals and they versed the vets that played better defense, made the bigger shots, the Thunder by then did get tired by the end of it. And it went 6 games. You know, they still put up a fight, but you could tell it wasn't really the same Thunder team by the end of that series. It's kind of like they did run out of gas.
yeah. And what's different with this series, like, it's interesting since these two teams played in the NBA Cup, they played 3 times instead of 2 times this year.
Mm-hmm.
And so, like, going back to the Cup game, I think Wemby was coming off a calf injury, so he like came off the bench.
Yeah.
But Mitchell Robinson absolutely dominated that game on the glass. Like he had 10 offensive rebounds, which is pretty absurd.
He gets a lot
And
of
so,
offensive boards. That's what makes him
yeah,
so
it's
valuable.
absolutely nuts. And I think the Spurs won the second game versus them only by 2 points, but Champagny had to go absolutely nuclear,
Mm-hmm.
and he made 11 threes, which I think either tied the franchise record or broke it. So he had like a phenomenal game, and they only won by 2. And then in the third game, the Knicks like blew him out by 25 or something crazy like that.
Mm-hmm.
So I think the Knicks do match up well with the Spurs. And granted, it's regular season game, so it's like take it
I
for
do
what it
take it with a
is.
grain of salt. I do. Yeah.
Yeah. Um, I think this series will come down to Josh Hart in a way. And the reason I say that is because I think that's going to be Wemby's primary defensive matchup. And so I think that allows Wemby to roam the paint and to be like the scary shot blocker he is. But if Josh Hart is making his threes, then the Spurs are going to have to switch something up because you can't just like leave Hart in the corner kind of by himself and have Wemby roaming the paint. Like you're gonna
Yeah.
have to put a man on him. And so I think a big part of the series and X factor for the Knicks is gonna be Josh Hart hitting his open shots.
Yeah.
So it'll be interesting. I think OG will probably be the primary on Wemby on the
Yep.
other side.
Mm-hmm.
And so I think that was how it was in the games they played him too.
It's because OG has the long
And
arms.
very long arms.
Yep.
Yeah,
And
and
he's
so OG
strong,
is
dude.
also an X factor.
I feel like some people forget, but OG is strong, dude. He has a big build. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, but
Um.
for the Spurs' point of view, I do think their guards could give Brunson some trouble
Yeah.
because Shea, they 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 did pretty well on Shea. You
Yeah.
know, they would do soft doubles, and obviously Shea is Shea, so he'll get his points. But
Mm-hmm.
no offense to Brunson, but he's not Shea,
Yeah.
so I think it'll affect him even more. So that's why I think OG having big games, Josh Hart hitting his threes, Mikal Bridges, Cat obviously. Like they're gonna have to have some guys that step up offensively too.
Well, it feels like a
So it's
lot of
just a matter of
teams
who's
in the
gonna be the
East.
second guy.
It feels like a lot of teams in the East haven't really been going at Jalen Brunson a lot. But I don't know. Maybe it's because they know if they try to, then they're going to get the help defender. And I don't know how quick Jalen Brunson is at rotations, but we'll definitely see what that looks like in the finals. Like, because
Do
if
you
they
mean
go,
like picking on Jalen Brunson defensively?
well,
Is
yeah,
that what you're saying?
because if they're going to pick on Jalen Brunson, let's say Stephon Castle goes at Jalen Brunson, well, then they're going to have a help defender come over. And then it's up to Jalen Brunson to switch.
Yeah,
So it's really
yeah,
like,
that's gonna be key.
because my main thing is like, if I'm Mike Brown, I'm like, Brunson, I don't really need you to, I just need you to buy time for the help defender to come over. And then as soon as you see the help defender come over, that's your moment to slide over to their man or whoever, um, whoever's closest, whatever the rotation is, whatever defense
hmm
they're running. But yeah,
What was that crazy Knicks stat you said? Like they're just like blowing out teams.
they're
What's crazy is they haven't
plus
lost
20 net
in a
rating.
month.
It's historic. I don't think historically in the NBA there's ever been an NBA Finals champion that has ever had a plus 20 net rating.
Mm,
I believe
I hate to see it.
because the next person under them is the Spurs, and they have 11. So that again,
Yeah,
that tells me two things: either they're super dominant, or their conference is super weak, or it's both. I don't know. I don't know.
CJ McCollum, comment down below what it is, since you're
Ooh,
the only one
whoa,
who
whoa,
stopped me.
whoa, whoa. I kind of want to look it up though. I do think it is like the highest net rating though. Like, yep, it would be. So the highest net rating ever done by an NBA championship team was the 95-96 Bulls.
Uh,
Oh, wait. Nope, it was the Warriors in 2017, my bad.
it just,
13.5. Just keep that in mind. The Knicks have a 20 and the Golden State Warriors could only do a plus 13.5.
who was who did the Warriors play though? I'm curious. In that playoff run, I forgot. Like in the West.
Well, that playoff record, they were 16-1, Zach. they were one. They only lost one
Mm,
game, Zach.
okay.
And guess who that one loss was against?
Was that in the finals?
LeBron James. Yeah.
Whatever.
But
Doesn't matter.
dude, that's how dominant they were in the playoffs. Like, even though they went 16-1, they still had a net rating of 13.5. The Lakers in 01 that had the 15-1 record, 13.7. So we're literally talking about all-time great teams, Hall of Fame winning teams, Shaq and Kobe at their peak, Katie and Curry and Draymond and Clay at their peak, Michael Jordan and Scotty and Dennis Rodman and the gang in 96 when they won 72 games, 12.1. And the Knicks are running a 19.8.
All I'm gonna say
That's why I'm saying, Zach,
is Wemby
either
is him.
yeah, but
That's all I can say.
doesn't that make sense though? It either has to be the conference is weak or they're just the best team ever. Like,
It does make sense, but I think both can be true in a sense.
right.
But obviously, this series will tell most of it,
It
most of the
it will
story. So
that's why I said if the Knicks lose in like 6 games or even 5, that's literally everything I need to know right off the bat. Because it's like, I don't know. I guess like 2 games would be respectable. I guess it would be how they lost
how
the
they
game.
lose,
Yeah.
yeah,
Like
I agree.
like if the Spurs look so dominant and the Knicks are barely pulling out these wins against the Spurs, but every other game the Spurs are just killing them, then it's like, okay, yeah,
Yeah,
time
there's
to
a
blow up the
problem.
East.
Blow up the
Time for the
East.
East to go
No.
nuclear.
Hey,
If you're a Timberwolves fan and that happens, I'm happy for you. You won the
send us
East.
Memphis. Send
Send
us
us
Memphis.
Memphis.
Come on, Cameron Boozer.
But
You
no,
can be the face
if
of the
you're a
East.
West team, your dream is to go to the East. Whoever gets to go to the East, like this is it. This is your moment. If you're the Wolves, you'll never have to worry about the West ever again until you finally
Minnesota
make it to the
versus
finals.
Memphis, rock, paper, scissors. I get what you're saying. It's just like, who knows what it's going to be in 5 years? You know,
What?
like the conferences in general.
Oh, yeah.
Like, it's always going to shift a little bit one way or the other. It's the same with other sports. But yeah, I mean, it is
And
more
dude,
scary when you
we
see
have
guys like Wemby and Shea and
we got a lot of
Cooper
East teams at the
Flag.
top of the draft too. We got the Wizards, we have the Bulls, and we got the Grizzlies. Like, oh wait, Grizzlies are West. Bleh, never mind.
Yeah.
Just Bulls and
But the top
Wizards.
teams, yeah. So,
But those could be absolute studs. Never know. I mean, the Wizards are primed, you know. So
an East player got drafted #1 overall a few years ago, Zachary Risachet. Come on.
ooh,
Why are they complaining?
ooh.
Yeah.
I
Sorry.
love how you always bring him back up. It's funny.
Come on, man. He's a stud.
But
He
yeah,
just
dude,
needs to be unleashed.
the finals will be very fun. I will definitely be watching every game because I'm very interested because this will really tell us the future, bro. Like, if I'm an owner or like a GM in the East, I'm paying close attention. Like, if I'm Jeff Peterson, for the Hornets, I'm like, I need the Knicks to do well enough to give me better confidence that I can keep running with LaMelo, Brandon Miller, and Khan. Because if they don't at least like put up a good fight, I'm not feeling good. The only team that feels good is the Hawks because they got 2 games. I know the
Yeah.
Hawks lost that one really bad game at the end, but I'm not gonna lie. If the Knicks lose pretty roughly in the finals, I'm actually pretty happy as a Hawks fan because besides the Spurs, I'm the one who got 2 games off of the Knicks. The Sixers couldn't do it, and the Cavs couldn't do it either.
Cavs.
So
And they were up 2-1, which
exactly.
is
Come
crazy.
on, Kenny, get it together, dude.
Wemby, do your thing.
He's
Send the Knicks home.
22, bro. If I see him at 22 years old win a finals championship, even though I'm going against him in this finals, it still helps me very much because, again, I talk all the time. Wemby, I believe he can be a top 3 player of all time. And
Yeah.
there's nothing that fits my topic more than him winning already a championship at the age of 22.
We're witnessing greatness.
We are, dude. I'm excited.
Yeah. Future in the league is going to be fun.
He's gonna win the next 5 championships. Don't worry.
No. That'll be no other than Jason Tatum. Sorry.
Okay. All right. When Tatum's back, he's off the Wemby bandwagon. I understand. He'll actually hate Wemby when it's Spurs Celtics in the finals, and then Wemby
Oh,
destroys
Wemby
him.
will be the worst. Oh, please. We have Nimbus K, though. Think I'm scared of Wemby?
Oh, okay.
Not a chance.
I'll clip it. Clip it, Jack.
Don't clip that.
Yep, clip it.
Wemby, I'm
Clip
scared
it.
of you. I'm sorry. Come to Boston.
Gotta hold that in the bag for future endeavors.
No, come to Boston, Wemby.
All right, Zach.
Oh,
I think we talked enough about the NBA. Well deserved for all teams except Chet, who's involved. Not well deserved.
yeah.
We'll see you in Cancun, gang. But a lot of stuff coming into the NFL today, dude. June 1st. Who knew? I think a lot of people
Yeah.
knew actually, but we didn't know what was
We
gonna
knew.
go
We did a
down.
podcast.
Facts. Facts. Your knowledge is insane. But the media was talking about a lot, dude, and I was watching and I'm not gonna lie, dude. It was around like I think it was around like 1 o'clock where I was just sitting here and I was like, Zach told me June 1st was the day. And I remember very well I was sitting down with a customer and we were going through the process a little bit too long than I would have wanted, but it's fine. And I noticed he was a football guy, and I have my watch on my wrist, and I see a notification saying Miles Garrett traded to the Rams. And
Yes.
I'm like, what? And I had to peep in my phone real quick, just to scroll through real quick to make sure this was real, and it's real.
Oh,
So
it's real, baby.
it's
It's
too
real.
real, and I hate my life so much.
So for
I
those,
I sent a letter into the NFL commission already pledging that Arizona should be moved out of the division. So that's my take on it.
Arizona's going to the UFL. You heard it here first.
Oh, I'm definitely going to the XFL, UFL, CFL, whatever whatever league ends in FL. Yes, we will be there.
So the trade details for this blockbuster trade that I don't think many people saw coming was the
I don't
Rams
think anyone saw
acquired
it coming.
Miles Garrett and the Browns receive Jared Verse, a 2027 first, 2028 second, and a 2029 third rounder. What are your instant thoughts with this trade?
I think you heard my instant thoughts. I already talked to
Yeah,
I
you
already
want your
took
team out
to
of it,
I
out of the
already
West.
I already took I already talked to Goodell and the commission. Um, they said that they might think about it, um, moving Arizona out of the division. Um, but I'm assuming it's probably not going to happen because they want to see Arizona's downfall. So
The Rams needed all that to stop Jacoby Brissett.
all I
Like,
know is Carson
wow.
Beck is about to get yammed on. So,
All this to stop Carson Beck, really, Rams?
yep.
Yeah,
And
so
and
my
Brock
thoughts with
Purdy
this
and Sam
and
Darnold
property.
and Sam Darnold.
Yeah, so my thoughts is obviously this makes them an instant Super Bowl contender. They were before this trade happened, but this just even shows like, oh my goodness, this is the team to beat in the league. If the Rams don't make it to the Super Bowl, it's a bust. This team is built right now for the future. And one of the first things I actually thought about when this trade went down is now it makes a lot more sense why they drafted Ty Simpson this year. Because at the time of the draft, I think it shocked the world when the Rams chose to do that because everyone was expecting them to go maybe Makai Lemon, Kenyon Sadiq, someone like that, a weapon around Matthew Stafford to build a team for this year. Because before this trade, they were already trying to make a Super Bowl push.
Yeah.
So it felt weird for them to actually build towards the future with their 13th pick. And so a lot of people gave them an F from that draft pick. They said it was a reach. Whatever the case is, well, now to me, this makes way more sense because they traded away a 2027 first round pick, which will probably be a late round pick. So, in their eyes, you know, who knows if this is Matthew Stafford's last year? If they win a ring, maybe it will be. Even if they don't, maybe it will be. But now they have someone in place already to be the successor of Matt Stafford. And like next year is supposed to be a really awesome quarterback class, but they're going to pick late anyway. So it's like you're probably not going to get an Arch Manning or Dante Moore, or whoever comes up the ranks anyway. So why not get Ty Simpson, a guy who could sit behind a Hall of Fame quarterback, a fantastic coach, a good organization for 1 year, and then once Matthew Stafford retires, just take his place. Like they have a plan in place for that. Um, and so I looked at Miles Garrett's contract. He has a 5 year, $178 million contract.
One of the highest
But
paid
the
players.
catch is though that it's really they could get out of that contract in the 4th year. So it's actually a 3 year, $98 million contract, which is absolutely fantastic.
Yeah.
So a 3 year, $98 million contract would put him at 8th among pass rushers in the league, which is obviously insane.
Yeah.
And so you want to hear another crazy thing, dude? So the Rams, they have the MVP, they have the Defensive Player of the Year, and they have one of the Offensive Player of the Year runners up in Puka Nacua, all on the same team.
Can I tack on to your stats?
Yes.
The Rams now have the 2025 NFL leaders in sacks, passing yards, touchdowns, receptions, and receiving touchdowns.
That's filthy.
They have Matthew Stafford, who led the league in passing yards and touchdowns, Miles Garrett, who led the league in sacks, Puka, who led the league in receptions, and Devontae Adams, who led the league in receiving touchdowns.
Yeah, they're an absolutely filthy team right now. And I don't know, dude.
I thought the
There's been
last Super
rumors
Bowl
out
team was
there.
broken, but this is even more broken.
This is very broken. There's rumors out there about Aaron Donald coming out of retirement, potentially.
Yeah, I know. I don't think it's
These
going
are
to actually
rumors.
happen, but
For those who don't know,
he's still crazy built.
Aaron Donald posted on his Instagram a while back, and he said that if the Rams get Miles Garrett, he might have to get in shape, back in football shape, and join the team.
He's been still in shape, though. Let's be real.
I think today,
Let's
well,
be real.
football shape. He's
Yeah, I
obviously
getcha.
jacked.
The conditioning, yeah, where he can like conserve his energy and stuff, like so he doesn't get as gassed. That's really the big part
Right.
of it.
Exactly. And he had a post, I forgot when it was. It might have been today, but it was of him working out, and it was to the song, like, it's called Ain't Done or something like that. And he did like a hashtag that like insinuated that he could possibly come back. So there's a possible world where you can have a D line of Miles Garrett, Aaron Donald, Braden Fisk, and then Josiah Stewart, which would be probably one of the best defensive lines of all time.
So, like I said, I'm putting in my resume into the commission of the NFL and saying, please get me out of here. And if I see Aaron Donald walk into the room, I had to deal with that man for a decade, okay? I don't need to deal with him for another year along with his best bud, Miles Garrett. I don't really need that
Just
in my life.
two guys who look like Hercules.
Yeah, if I'm Jacoby
Yeah.
Brissett, I'm scared. I don't want to play
Yeah,
that
dude.
game. Get Carson Beck
It's a
out there.
wrap.
Get the rookie out there. He'll be all right.
If you're an
He could take some
offensive
hits.
lineman in the NFC West, good luck to you. You're going to be very sore.
Sam Darnold's
after
going to
the
be
Rams
seeing
game.
ghosts again.
You think Miles Garrett's going to make him a Jet again, basically?
Yes.
Wow,
If he has Aaron Donald with him, if I see both of those on the other side of my line, I'm definitely seeing ghosts again for sure.
that's crazy.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Yeah,
And
it's
so,
crazy.
so we talked a little bit about the Rams side. What about the Browns side of things? That is the question. What I've seen is a lot of people
This
hating
was
it.
the best deal they got because they were not getting near as good as a deal when they were shipping him before.
Well, I heard a lot of people hating on it because they thought they could have gotten more.
What?
I, yeah,
That was
people
their
thought they could have
best
gotten more.
deal. 100% that was their best deal.
So for me personally, I actually love the deal they got for a couple reasons. For one, I think Jared Verse is a stud. He's a two-time Pro Bowler. He's 25 years old, and he fits more with the Browns' timeline. And also, like, the Browns are not contenders in the near future. So Miles Garrett, he's already 30 years old, and you don't have a franchise quarterback yet. Sorry, Shador, and sorry, Dylan Gabriel. You guys are not franchise quarterbacks.
Y'all are actually kind of poo, but
You guys are kind of poo. So it's like, what would be the point of keeping Miles Garrett on this current roster when your window is built for more in 3 years? So that was my thing. Because it's like, let's just say in a perfect world, like whether it's a supplemental draft that's coming up in a month, because Brandon Sorsby is supposed to be in that draft. He
mm-hmm.
could potentially be a franchise QB. Or if you wait till next year and you draft a franchise QB, in a perfect world, let's just say someone works out. It's probably going to take another year or two after you draft that quarterback to be like a playoff contender again. And by that time, Miles Garrett's probably like 33. And I think Miles Garrett has, he seems like one of those guys who will play until his late 30s and still be really good.
Yeah.
But you never know. I mean, who knows what Miles Garrett's going to be in 3 years? He just doesn't fit the timeline. So why not get a super young 25-year-old who's already a proven stud? You get another 2027 draft pick and a draft class that's supposed to be absolutely loaded. So it'll probably be a late first round pick, but you could potentially ship that pick as well to trade up if you need to take your franchise QB. Like there's a lot of options you can do with that. You got a second round pick in 2028, a third in 2029. So you're building that draft capital for a team that needs more talent in general on the team. So I think they actually did pretty well. Like I would give them an A.
Yeah,
I would give
no,
the
I
Rams an
agree.
A plus and the Browns an A. I think both
Yeah.
sides won that trade.
The
Even though
Browns
people
did
like
the
to
right
think that
thing.
the Browns didn't get as much as they should have.
Yeah, people were clowning on the Browns not trading Miles Garrett last year because that's what people do. They clown the Browns all the time, no matter what they do. And reality, bro, like reality check, they did try to trade Miles Garrett. Like there was serious
Yeah.
rumors that they were trying to ship him and they wanted a first round pick, if not two. No one was giving them that. No one was giving them a big package for him. And because the Browns wanted at least two first round picks. Which, by the way, if you guys want to kind of think of it like this, Jared Verse is like a first round pick. They technically got two firsts. Jared Verse is one, and then they got another. And then they also tacked on a second and a third rounder.
And that's a great point that I think a lot of people aren't bringing up because I think Jared Verse is even like he's like a super first round pick. And
Yeah.
I use that wording because you already know what he is. With
You
these
already know
other
what
first
player he
round picks,
is.
you have no idea if it's going to be a bust or not. You know that Jared Verse is a premium
He's
position,
proven.
25 years old. He's a two-time Pro Bowler, which doesn't mean much anymore, but he's a very good player, and you know what he is, and he has room for growth. So that's like just as good as a first round pick. And you get another one in a loaded draft class. So there's people complaining like, oh, they maybe didn't get like Micah Parsons went for 2 firsts and Kenny Clark. Like people say that, and it's like I think the Browns got the same amount, if not more, value for Miles Garrett.
And let's be real, those two firsts, you don't know what they're gonna be. And Kenny Clark, you know who he is, but let's be real, when Kenny Clark got traded, he was kind of having a down year. like he's still good, but like he wasn't bringing the same value he was like previously. So,
And I'm also not sure what his contract is. Like you're getting Jared Verse, who's still
oh,
on his
yeah.
rookie contract.
Mhm. Yeah, Kenny Clark, I think he has a pretty massive contract
Yeah, so that just
for his
adds another
position.
layer.
But no,
So I
I
know
like the
Browns
deal.
fans are upset, and I don't blame them. Like this is the best player
But
in
let's
the
be
NFL
real, he would have been
who's not a
wasted.
quarterback.
His last years would have
Yeah,
been
he would have been
wasted.
wasted. Would have been wasted. I get the sentimental value. Like you drafted this player, this is your baby. You know, you've it's almost been a decade that you've ridden with him for.
Well, maybe don't trade Baker Mayfield.
Yeah, or maybe
maybe
you
maybe
don't
don't ruin the
trade for
team
Deshaun
for
Watson and trade 2 firsts plus more, and then give him a massive
the
contract.
the in my mind the Miles Garrett trade is pretty much the trade of we're sorry and this is what we have to do type of deal. It's like ownership and staff came together and they were like, well, we did a big doo doo. How do we fix that? And it's like, well, we got to pay for our sins. How do we pay for our sins? We trade Miles Garrett and rebuild. So I think it really did just come down to the fact that they destroyed their roster. And for the penalty of that and the consequence of that, it came down to we're really not going to have an efficient rebuild with keeping Miles Garrett on the team because he only adds wins to our roster and we're just wasting away the last years of his career. Why don't we trade
Yep.
him to the Rams, get a productive young guy who's going to be at his peak when we actually have a decent team around him in the next like 2 or 3 years if we draft a decent quarterback?
Yeah, absolutely. And so I would say shout out to Les Snead. He made an absolutely fantastic move
He's a baller,
trading
man. F those picks.
for Miles Garrett. Yeah. And you know what?
He really
He
stuck to it.
saw the Seahawks win a Super Bowl, a team in their own division,
Yep.
and the Rams already had a Super Bowl team. They went to
Yep.
the NFC Championship game and they
Mm-hmm.
lost. But
Barely.
he didn't sit on his hands. He got Trent McDuffie. He got Miles Garrett. He already made a draft pick for the future.
And they
He
still have room for Snead
signed
too, by the
Jalen
way.
Watson. They could get another corner if they want. They can, yeah, they
That's what
can
I'm
do
saying.
whatever.
They could get an easy pickup on Ladarius Sneed, guys. I said it earlier. If they get Sneed on the team and pair McDuffie with him, I'm scared again. I'm scared more. Like
Yeah,
I know Sneed again. He had a down year, but like now that's June 1st. Don't be surprised if you see another Rams notification. Ladarius Sneed. It's on the Rams.
yeah, and there's a lot of good corners still out there. I think they could get another linebacker potentially,
Yeah,
but this current roster as it is the
it's
team to
nearly
beat in the
perfect.
NFL.
It's nearly perfect.
It's nearly perfect. The
Mm-hmm.
only thing stopping this team is injuries. That's pretty much it. And so they have a
Yep.
very fun core of young and veteran. They still got Kyron, Puka,
Yep.
are very young. They got some pieces on the O line.
The go Blake
They're
Corum.
Blake Corum. Yeah, he's a thing.
He's somewhere back there.
So yeah, I mean, the NFC West, no offense, besides the Cardinals, that's going to be fun to watch. NFC North is going to do their thing. So it'll be interesting to see who comes out on top. But
I
after
felt
this
like I needed
trade,
to comment
there's a
on
clear
that, but I feel
favorite.
like I couldn't comment on that. Everyone else is
You
going to
can't.
be exciting except the Cardinals. Jab to
You
my
have a
heart.
different type of exciting, though.
Jab to my heart.
Your excitement is for a top 3 pick next year.
Dante Moore, Dante Moore, Dante Moore, Dante Moore, Dante Moore.
Hey, hey,
You want to
baby.
come to Oregon to Arizona? All you got to do is come down south, dude. About like 2 or 3 hours away. Come
Maybe
on
Carson Beck
down.
cooks.
Okay. All right. Well,
All
yeah,
right,
we're not going
Josh.
that far.
So there's also another trade, and this one was expected, but it's finally official. We have the Patriots trading for A.J. Brown, and the Eagles get a 2028 first and a 2027 fifth round pick. Josh, does this change much with the Patriots?
I don't think so.
Ooh,
Is that a
you
hot
don't
take?
think so?
No. I have no fear.
Dang. Josh,
It
put some
doesn't move me.
respect on their name.
I know.
They
They
made the
just
Super Bowl last year
yeah.
and just got a #1 receiver.
Yeah.
I agree with you, but Josh, put some respect on their name.
Do I need to put respect on Mike Vrabel's name?
Uh,
Uh
morally or as a coach?
The fact that we even have to have that conversation is crazy. Morally or head coaching?
So, Ian Rappaport 3 days ago, not 3 years, 3 days ago said the Patriots were not willing to give up a first round pick because Philly wanted a 2027 first.
I know.
And it was
I saw
kind
the
of fun
report
to
this
see that.
morning. Not from me and Rappaport, but I saw like more reports coming out, and then later I saw I saw the trade, and I was like, oh yeah, I bet.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was just
We
smoking.
literally
It was smoking fire, bro. Let's be real.
we saw a compromise formed before our eyes because it's like they didn't want to give up a 2027 first round pick, and the Patriots didn't want to give a first round pick, and they ended up being a 2028 first round pick. So they literally compromised there, which was funny. But that, like, Adam Schefter, like a couple weeks ago, said that the Patriots would do a 2028 first round pick. So I don't know. I guess things changed over the course of time, but it finally
Well,
is
here's the
over.
thing. I wonder if the Miles Garrett trade played sort of a role. Not like they were trying to get Miles Garrett, but I wonder if those teams saw that trade happen and they were like, maybe one first round pick's not that bad.
I don't know. This has been like
I know it's
they've
different
been
position.
flirting for so long,
Mm-hmm.
like the Eagles and Patriots with this.
Mm-hmm.
I think it was gonna happen today, like June 1st. Just when teams would get their cap space and all the waivers and stuff. So I think the Eagles actually did really good work with this trade.
Oh
I
no,
think they got
for
more
sure.
value out of AJ Brown than I thought they would get. So like 4 years ago, AJ Brown was traded for a first round pick and then a late third. And that was like him entering his prime. And now they just traded him for a first and a fifth.
Because the
Like
Patriots are
they got
desperate.
really good value for him. Like they did very good, the
And
Eagles.
it's because the Patriots are literally desperate.
Oh, they're very, very desperate.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Yep.
Yeah. And,
And
and
that's
I
what the
agree with
Eagles
you.
do,
I don't
man.
think it moves me
The
too much.
the Eagles, man, Howie Roseman, he feeds off desperation.
He did
I
well.
swear, dude. Howie, dude. This is why the Eagles always stay good, guys, is because they feed off of desperate teams.
No, that's facts. They really do. And
They're the
they're going to
snake of the
have a
NFL. They really are. Like, I mean, I like the Eagles, but they really are the snake of the NFL. Like, they just slither in. They
yeah,
slither in
they're
the
going to have a new
trenches.
look offense too. So it's like they're gonna have Devontae Smith as the receiver one. They have Mekhi Lemon,
It's
who
about
they
time.
drafted in the first round. In the second round, they drafted Eli Stowers,
Yep.
who's like he's a tight end, but he's more of like a big body receiver, if we're being
Mm-hmm.
honest. They still have Dallas Goddard. They have
Who's washed.
Saquon.
Yep.
They're going to be totally fine.
Mm-hmm.
Their offense, it's going to be
And
different.
I've
They're not
already
going to
been
be
seeing
as
talks.
big.
I've already been
What'd
seeing
you say?
talks. I've already seen talks that Jalen Hurts is really liking his new OC as well. He's really liking the new offensive staff.
Mm,
I think he even said that this is the best connection he's had with offensive staff in a while, at least since the Super Bowl. So
yeah. Yeah, and honestly, I
that's good
think
to hear.
they have, they got the value out of AJ Brown, but this is also almost addition by subtraction just because of how much of a headache AJ Brown is. He is the
Yup.
true definition of a diva wide receiver.
And to be
Like I pull
honest, he made the Eagles worse as a diva team for sure. Like he
he threw
really
fits, bro.
he really put the Eagles in media talks that they didn't even want to be in part of, dude.
Hmm.
Like I know people like dog the Eagles sometimes, but they actually really do try to stay pretty low key. Like even though like Nick Sirianni will say some like crazy stuff, he's really the only guy who really says crazy stuff. Everybody else is pretty humble. Like Jalen Hurts is super humble, bro. Like he'll never say anything out of touch. Devonta Smith doesn't either. Um,
Yeah.
so it's literally only Nick Sirianni, which I mean, if your head coach is in the news, cool. Like, I don't really care. I actually find that fine because that's the leader of my team. Um, but once you have, like someone that's like your wide receiver, like constantly in the news bashing your quarterback and your coaching staff, pretty much anyone around you, it's just super toxic.
Yeah, and that's
Subtle
really
jabs.
how you would describe AJ Brown as an Eagle. I even pulled this up, like one of his Instagram captions. This was after they won the Super Bowl. He said, "After a few days, I've had time to reflect on being a champion. I tried to feel how everyone made it seem to be a champion, and unfortunately, it was short lived. 2 days to be exact, lol. I've never been a champion at the highest level before, but I thought my hard work would be justified by winning it all. It wasn't. My thrill for this game comes when I dominate. It's the hunt that does it for me. It's the DB it's when the DB drops his head in surrender because he can't F with me. The intense battles, early mornings, late nights, sacrifices. I love putting smiles on people's faces. Don't get me wrong, but it just wasn't what I thought it would be. It's the journey that I love the most. Back to work." So,
AJ
if you read
Brown
between the
wants
lines
AJ
in
Brown,
this,
bro, AJ Brown wants to win a Super Bowl as the best wide receiver on the team and in the NFL. He wants to have a storybook career, bro. That's what I'm reading. But go
he
on.
only really cares about stats now.
Stats
He
and the
just,
winning is the cherry on top.
yeah, the winning isn't as important to him anymore. He just wants to be a top 5 player in receiving yards, touchdowns. Like, that's all he wants. And so it was like, makes sense looking back because you would see the amount of times that AJ Brown would whine even after the Eagles would win a game because he gets like 4 targets for 39 yards and Devontae Smith gets 127 yards in the game. He goes to the media and he whines. And so I think that was probably such a huge headache for Jalen Hurts. And now it's Drake May's problem. And so I guess if there's maybe one guy who can maybe take the reins, it could be Mike Vrabel. But who even knows? It's like what state he's in at this point as a coach.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, I agree with you, Josh. From what you said earlier, this doesn't move me much as well.
Oh, really? You agree?
I agree.
Heck yeah. Let's
Yeah,
go.
I don't think it's a hot take at all because I would have said a similar thing.
Yeah, dude, and it's even annoying when you have AJ Brown fans, stands, bro, that are constantly like, they just don't give him the ball. Like Jalen Hurts doesn't feed him, and he's wide open. It's like, dude, you just don't understand the complexity of the football game. You just don't get it, bro. Like, it's just one of those things where it's like, you don't realize what makes a Super Bowl team is the fact that they have many weapons. You're not going to win with just AJ Brown. You're going to win with AJ Brown, Devonta Smith, Dallas Goedert, Saquon Barkley. You have to have guys on the team that you can throw the ball to other than an AJ Brown. And
Yeah,
if Jalen Hurts is just throwing to AJ Brown, like they wouldn't have won the Super Bowl. And it's not saying AJ Brown is bad. It's he's so good that they're looking his way and they know they want to get him involved, but depending on the coverage, Nick Sirianni at the end of the day, man, he's not stupid. Like
right.
he has more weapons than AJ Brown. And what makes such a good team, like the Rams as well, is how what options you have. And that's what makes guys like also Sean McVay so insanely crazy is he could take anyone on his offense and make them the prime target any day of the week, whatever position they're at. It just depends whatever scheme you're throwing at them. And and the fact that like on the Rams, like all those guys are unselfish. Like even I'm really shocked even Devonte Adams was pretty unselfish last season because I feel like in the past he's been kind of selfish at least in the Raiders, but I guess that's what Las Vegas does to you. But
I think he wants to win too. He's just at the point of his career. I'm sure he
and
just wants
maybe
the ring.
yeah, and maybe his thought process was a little bit different when he was in Las Vegas because maybe he was like, well, if I'm not gonna win a ring here, at least I get the stats, you know. So maybe
Yeah,
that's why he was kind of like that. But now that he's on the Rams, he realizes he can still get decent stats, but at this point, he has a better chance of getting a ring. So I guess that's what's driving him more is the fact that now he's on a winning team. His mindset more switches to the fact, oh, I can actually win if I let Puka cook for like a game or two, and then we can just keep going back and forth, and then we have Kyron Williams. We're chilling. Got Higby. We're vibing.
I think it would be absolutely hilarious if he gets fewer targets in New England than he did in Philly.
If that happens, AJ Brown fans are gonna riot.
Oh, that would be
By
so
fans, I
awesome.
mean fantasy owners.
I'm so here for it.
Oh man, those
I don't
fantasy
think the
owners, bro.
Patriots make the playoffs.
Ooh, whoa, whoa. What?
You heard me. I don't think the New England Patriots make the playoffs this year.
Holy.
The number 2 seed of last year
Oh
does not
my.
make it.
I mean, they did
Anywho,
have the. I mean, statistically, they did have the easiest schedule in NFL history last year. So
stock down on the Patriots for me, my
take
friend.
take that however you want.
Facts.
And also take their playoff run however you want. Because every single team they versed was hurt. So just putting that out there. And then once they finally got to the championship, I mean, I didn't want to say they got whooped, but there was never a time where you thought they were going to win.
They got whooped. Not gonna lie.
Once it hit the second half, they got whooped.
Yeah.
That's when the Seahawks realized, they're really not doing anything. We should really like close this game out. And then they got whooped.
Dude,
Yeah, they
I'm
couldn't
telling
do
you.
anything. But yeah, I'm with you. I hear you.
Yeah. So I guess overall, I would give the Eagles an A with this trade. I think they
Mm-hmm.
got as much value as possible out of AJ Brown and shipped him off. And for the Patriots, like, it was good. Like, they needed a receiver. I'll give him a B.
You're doing a
But,
B?
like, I'm giving him a B, bro.
Give me
Like,
the D, chat.
a D?
Give me
No.
give me
No.
D for Dookie.
No. You gotta give him a C at least.
If he
They would
has
have had no one to throw to.
Here's the thing, Zach. You alluded to watch him have less targets than this past season. If he doesn't produce this season, Zach, it's a wash. Like
Yeah.
AJ Brown has to get 1,000 yards or more this season.
Oh, he's gonna want
Has
more than
to.
that.
I'm just saying, like that's like the line. For this to be at least a C or higher, he has to get 1,000 yards. If he only gets like 800 or less, this is a D for sure. And I'm kind of betting on it. I don't know why, something just tells me. I have a feeling. Um, how do you feel about OBJ going back to the Giants? This is probably 1 year, right? Like he's probably retiring after this season,
Oh, for
right?
sure. Yeah, I mean, to be honest, I don't even know if he's gonna make the team. Like, he hasn't played in 2 years, and when he was with the Dolphins, he was clearly washed. So unless he put in some work, like in the past year or so,
Mm-hmm.
this is just either like a last dance, like final tour type thing, or maybe he, put in that work. I don't know, but I don't have much hope.
Yeah.
What do you think about this move?
I mean, it doesn't really change anything, but I am happy for him that he gets to retire as a Giant
Yeah,
because of all the moments
yeah,
he
I could
had
see that.
and just him having to leave the Giants kind of sucked back then. They
This
kind of just threw
signing
him out.
led to an interesting debate that we had, and is OBJ overrated? And I think he is. And
Overrated in what sense, though?
as a player, I think he's overrated, and I think that the catch and his iconic celebrations is what has carried his legacy for the most part, and not his actual play on the field.
Would
What do
you?
you think about
S-
that?
I have a question.
Yes,
Do you think DeAndre Hopkins is a Hall of Famer?
DeAndre Hopkins is a Hall of Famer.
You think so?
I do.
Okay.
Why are you asking?
Odell's not a Hall of Famer.
No, he's not.
Michael Thomas isn't a Hall of Famer.
No, he's not.
Okay. What makes Michael Thomas and Odell not Hall of Famers, in your opinion? Is it
They
because they
don't
just
have
didn't
the
play a long?
longevity.
Okay.
They were on a path to the Hall of Fame, but injuries derailed both of them. And I think it would almost be disrespectful to put them in the same category as most Hall of Fame receivers. They're in the Hall of Good in my eyes. And the reason I brought up Michael Thomas earlier, so we were texting earlier about Odell and how I thought he was overrated. And I compared him and put him in the same category as Michael Thomas. Um, Thomas wasn't flashy, but I think they were in the same category. Like Thomas's 2019 season, he led the league in receptions. At the time, he led the league in yards, and he won Offensive Player of the Year, which Odell never did any of that. They both have 3 Pro Bowls, which, like, whatever. But Michael Thomas had 2 first team All Pros. OBJ had 2 second team All Pros. But usually when people talk about OBJ and Michael Thomas, they usually talk about OBJ in a much better light than they do of Michael Thomas, and I don't understand why that's the case. Because I
Really?
think both of them are in very similar tiers.
Yeah, I
But people
wouldn't go
talk
that
about
far because,
OBJ
like,
like he's a Hall of Famer.
yeah, I mean, Michael Thomas definitely had the best peak year compared to OBJ, but OBJ definitely had a longer career than Michael Thomas. Michael Thomas had the better peak, though, for sure. Because
Yeah,
definitely was a season where Michael Thomas like was known as the best wide receiver in the league. I can never really say Odell was ever the best wide receiver in the league. The closest
right.
he ever came was maybe third, or maybe even an argument for second. But in that year, I mean, Julio Jones was still just oh so dominant. I think the year that Odell went off, I think his best year was like 2016, and that was still around the time when the Falcons were insanely good with Matt Ryan and Julio Jones. No, it was
Yeah, you had
2015.
Julio, you had Antonio Brown, Hopkins. You had a lot of guys. And to your
Yeah.
point, like I remember being in high school ranking Odell and my personal like top 5 wide receiver rankings. Like I remember him, he was that dude for a very short period of time, but he was that guy. However, the injuries started coming. The off the field drama started coming. He
Yeah.
became a big diva, and I think that also helped derail his career. And it was a little different, obviously, than Michael Thomas. Like you said, Michael Thomas's peak was better than Odell's peak, but Michael Thomas kind of fell off a cliff completely. Like
After that
injuries
year. Yeah.
derailed him so much to where he was like, I forgot Michael Thomas existed. He used to be the best wide receiver in the league like 3 years ago.
After
Like
being the
that's how we
best
talked
wide
about him.
receiver in the league, he dipped instantly. Never had a season over 1,000 yards ever again after his season of having over 1,700.
Yeah, exactly. And then like with Odell, he had consecutive, top 5 seasons, or at least for sure top 10. But
At least top
then
five. Yeah.
injuries happened. He started digressing. Injuries were piling up. He couldn't stay on the field. He had drama off the field. All these things came against him until he eventually just became a role receiver. I will say he did have a really nice arc with the Rams, especially in the Super Bowl.
That was fun. Yeah.
Um, yeah, it was nice. Obviously, he wasn't the Odell of, doing the crazy
He was
one-handed
the vet
catch,
and
but
he was the vet in that
he,
room for the
he
wide
was a
receiving
nice
room.
receiver.
Yeah.
He was a nice receiver with them. Um, and so yeah, I mean, if I had to like pick one, I would probably pick Odell in general, just
The
off of
only
career.
reason I go
But I think they're
Odell.
still in the same tier.
Okay, that's fair. The only reason I go Odell is because those 3 years, yeah, that was his best peak, was his first 3 years. And then he got hurt in his fourth year, but he still came back and had two back to back years of having slightly over 1,000 receiving yards. And even in 2018, he'd even play the full season. He only had 12 games of 1,000 yards. Um, and then after that, he played a full season in Cleveland and was still able to eclipse 1,000 yards, even with the hectic year that was. Um, Again, big what if, but to me, if he would have had the full season in New York in 2018, he probably would have had another season of at least 1,300 yards. And that was after getting injured. But that's
Here's
if
my
he played
take.
16 games. My main thing is I looked up the stats. I will tell you, Zach, I looked up the stats of 2014 to 2019 because I was interested. I went based off of just like basic receiving yards. And if you look at the stretch from 2014 to 2019, Odell, even with his 1 year of not playing a lot of games and being hurt, he still finished sixth through that whole stretch for receiving yards.
Yeah. I mean, what year are you talking about?
From 2014 to 2019.
Oh, it like combined in that
Yeah,
stretch.
exactly. From 24,
Got you.
so that was his peak, was 2014 to 2019. 2019 was his first year in Cleveland, and then that's where everything went downhill from there.
Yeah, I mean, he had a good stretch. But my point is, I don't think we're doing this segment today if it wasn't for the catch. That's my take. If that
Really?
catch never happened, we would not be talking about him right now.
Really?
Yep.
I mean, the catch was cool.
I think that catch was the best thing to ever happen to him. And I think he's one of the most iconic players ever, but one of the more overrated because of the catch.
I think I enjoy
He's a
Odell
good wide
because he was
receiver.
perfect for New York. He screamed New York. I think that's what got me. Like, he is
Hmm.
a New York Giant. He's the definition of New York. Dude likes the bright
Yeah.
lights.
I
And
mean,
you,
him and Jarvis Landry, man, they were fun when they were at
yeah,
LSU. Like, they had a nice rivalry going too, like in the league and everything.
I just thought it was fun because, like, I feel like you don't really see that as much in the NFL, where it's like, Garrett Wilson, plays for the Jets, which, yeah, you play for the Jets, but, he doesn't take ownership of it or anything, where he's like, I'm in New York, like, I want to be flashy. And, like, Garrett Wilson has his moments, but it doesn't come near to, like, Odell, where, like, Odell, like, owned that. Like, he knew he played in New York, he owned everything. That's why his character was so flashy. Like the catches, the celebrations, like everything was done calculated. He did it on
But he wanted
purpose.
out of New York.
By the end of it, yeah. I
Yeah.
will say it wasn't perfect. There was definitely drama.
Yeah,
I
he
have not
certainly was a
forgotten.
diva.
He did have drama in New York and definitely had drama in Cleveland for sure. I definitely do remember.
Dude, that bit was crazy.
Cleveland was Cleveland was rough.
Cleveland was
I
rough.
remember. It was
Even
bad.
Miami, bro. He
Hop on
like,
our bandwagon boat.
yeah, bro, the
Yeah,
boat.
with the Tims. Oh my gosh.
I
It was
think the only
beautiful.
stop where he didn't like, well, I take that back. He was fine with the Rams too.
After Cleveland, he low keyed. He low keyed more.
A little bit.
Either he figured out it wasn't a good idea anymore, or maybe he got a little bit more humble. I don't know.
I wonder if the flag football tournament helped him in any way get a tryout with the Giants because he was kind of cooking in that.
Which, to be fair, by the time he was on the Rams, he was 29 years old. I mean, the dude was almost 30. And there are some people in the world where once they hit 30, dude, they do change characters because they're finally like, I don't know why I'm acting this way. It's time for me to grow up a little bit.
Yeah, which he's probably still kind of, him, but maybe just like a
Yeah,
little less publicly in a
yeah.
way.
I don't think he probably still has like moments of being about himself, but like even
Probably
like the
still on
posts
some boats.
but like even like the post I sent to you about like him with his son, like he has other investments in his life, like his kids. And that helps.
Yeah.
Like when you realize, probably shouldn't just be caring about yourself anymore. Like, you got a living human being, a child that you have to take care of and actually, like, care about them more than yourself. So,
Yeah.
kids
Yeah,
change
for
people.
sure. Let's see if Jackson Dart can turn back time and throw him another one of
Oh,
those
no.
nice lobs to get a one-handed catch.
Dude, Jackson Dart would do that first play. Dude, you know what? They would definitely do that. Jackson Dart would definitely go to Odell and be like, "Hey, first play, I'm throwing you an absolute bomb."
Nah, you know who would do that though? Jameis Winston.
Thankfully, Jameis is not the starter.
He will be. Don't worry.
Yeah, he's gonna throw a bomb and get an interception.
Jackson Dart uses his head too much. He's gonna get concussed.
I mean, I was trying to
That dude
figure out
don't
a
know how to
joke.
slide.
I was trying to figure out another joke. I was trying to make a recent joke, but
So
I don't know. I was trying to like pair it. I was gonna be like, he doesn't just use his head in football, and I was gonna kind of compare.
bro.
I don't know. Not like
I don't know
that.
where
Not
you're
like
going.
no. Not like not like that. Chat. Not like that.
It's midnight chat.
Yeah, not like that. I was just never mind.
Never mind. That's a podcast.
Let's just say he likes orange people. That's all I'm gonna leave it on. What?
Shout out Abdul Carter. Abdul Carter, if you hate Jackson Dart, please leave a like and a comment. And send us the jersey. Thank you.
Nah, he said they're homies. It's okay. Seriously
Right.
though, how do the Jets always find themselves in these situations?
Abdul Carter and Trump are homies.
It never stops. It never stops, dude. Odell, he set the foundation. And now when he watches two teammates, Jackson Dart and Abdul Carter, talk about their political beliefs, he's like, heck yeah, let's go. I started it. They're going to finish it.
Dude, for real. Can't believe Odell's back.
And now you have Odell in that same locker room. Beautiful. This is cherry on top.
What a crazy timeline. Odell and Cam Scatterboo are teammates.
Do you think Cam Scatterboo is going to inspire Odell?
I think Odell will inspire Cam to do something with his hair or something. He's going to be blonde.
I'm surprised no one's came out with a video. Well, it's still really early, but just saying, guys, perfect video idea for like TikTok or shorts. Is when you're the GM and you're like, Odell, you know, like you introduce him to Cam Scatterboo, and someone just acts like the Tasmanian devil. You
Bro.
know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Yep.
That's crazy.
They pull him aside. Odell, this is Cam Scatterboo, and he's just like, I like cookie. I don't
I
know.
like
Something
cookie.
stupid. This is
think
Cam
you're slapping.
Scatterboo, and it's just like a video of someone smacking their head against the wall constantly.
It's of Stephen Hawking.
Steve, yo, no. What the heck? Oh my gosh.
man.
I love you, Cam. Wish
Cam
Arizona
liked
would
the
have
video.
drafted you, but you know, it's fine. They decided to draft Jeremiah Love the next year. It's okay.
Oh, yeah.
Turns out Jeremiah Love is not going to have CTE. I guess that's why they didn't draft Cam. They were worried that man was going to get CTE by the time they would have been done with the season.
Jeremiah Love, we know that contract. You could send us a jersey and fly Josh out to a game to watch Myles Garrett beat up on Jacoby Brissett or Carson Beck.
I want to touch cactus.
Oh.
Me want pokey cactus.
You want a pookie cactus?
You think that's what Cam says when he goes to Arizona? I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I need to stop. Cam is actually not that dumb. I'm sorry. He has enough brain cells, trust.
Maybe.
Probably not at the end of his career. I know who doesn't though.
Who?
Tua.
Hey,
Hey, I'm sorry.
you dare.
I'm sorry.
You dare talk about my sweet prince like
There's
that.
a reason he wears braids now.
He's handsome,
They
okay?
protect his forehead.
Wow.
I'm sorry.
Ugh.
It had to be done.